Right on.
All right, take it away, boys.
All right, everybody, welcome. So appreciate all of you who have joined. And the first 5 minutes there, that is pretty typical of when Fish and I try to go live in MLOnet with his cursed Zoom, which again,
Like a married couple. So
literally, I logged in your Zoom and went live in that the other day and
And
recorded the
every
video on
day I'm
what to
like, it
do.
doesn't work, and you say it works when I do it, and then I go, I don't know, and you say follow the instructions, and I try to, and it still doesn't work.
But we'll get a recording this post. So we're really excited. Um, Jonathan Ferrell has joined us today. So, look, we know AI is a big thing, and people have getting pummeled with AI offers, and AI is going to change your life. And honestly, it kind of has, right? I know it
definitely.
certainly has had a huge impact on my business here. So we're going to start doing something at least every other week here in MLOnet and Leads Academy. And if we can ever get it figured out, VMA at the same time, where we're going to be reviewing what's going on with AI, new tools, existing tools, how it can impact us in our business right here. So Jonathan and I were chatting a couple weeks ago, and he was sharing some amazing things that he has done, that he's experiencing, leveraging AI. And we figured we'd go ahead and pop on and just kind of share with everyone what we're doing, how you can do it yourself, if it's something you think could impact your business. So, Jonathan,
Absolutely.
folks who don't know you, share a little bit of background about who you are, kind of what you do, and why you're such a good friend to MLOnet.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had the pleasure being a part of MLOnet for a number of years. So I ran a mortgage office and in California. I was a branch manager for about 5 years with Golden Empire. Ended up moving over to the broker side about roughly 3 years ago, and still have a team that I run every single day. We're using AI quite a bit, and ultimately over the last couple of years have ended up shifting our focus more to help other loan officers as well. Basically incorporate AI and automations into their system. So I've had the privilege of helping over 500 loan officers get their systems set up, getting Arrive connected to different systems, automating as much of their back end as possible. And like I said, TJ and I think we message each other probably almost almost every day regarding like, hey, what are you doing regarding this? What are you doing regarding that? So it's been an awesome journey the last couple of years as far as being able to help loan officers get their system set up inside of the platforms that they use. So, and like I said, TJ, we got talking a little bit ago. I kind of had this epiphany, and basically the epiphany was, as loan officers, we don't have a lead generation problem. We have a lead conversion problem. And what I mean by that is we get our leads from realtors, we get our leads from financial advisors, we get our leads from Zillow, we get our leads from, Mortgage Resource Center, Lead Point, all these different platforms. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not a matter of uh, a problem of getting the leads. It's a matter of utilizing the systems in place that we have to convert on those leads. And so ultimately, the plan is to just utilize AI to duplicate and replicate yourself. And there's so many different ways that we as loan officers can do that. So that's kind of the premise of, TJ and I, communicating over the past couple of weeks of, we want to make sure that we have our system set up as a and get them set to be able to convert on these leads and leverage AI to do so. So, um, I'm using text-based AI, voice AI, all these other different features. So again, wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit more.
That's
So
awesome. Fish, I want to ask you to tag in right here because I got a closing happening right now that someone poured gasoline on and dropped a match on. So
that's
I
always
want to
fun.
respond to this message real quick here.
So that's a good question, Jonathan. Like, can we get
Yeah.
AI to fix that gasoline fire? I mean, the
I think
text.
at some point it will. At some point it will.
But I mean, that's kind of a good point too, that AI is not to the point where the person is not needed in the transaction. And
Correct.
that's very important to understand that people still want to work with people. Maybe they won't in 10 years, but as of right now, people want a person to be there. They don't want to go to a robot if something's falling apart or gasoline's burning everywhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like AI can't solve the gasoline fires right now, and I think that's why, but what AI can do is it can allow for you to replicate yourself you know, you want to be out there shaking hands with the realtor while AI is communicating with your client and communicating with your own voice or the voice. What I'd like to do is create assistants so that way you know, hey, you're specifically communicating with Jonathan's AI assistant who knows the ins and outs of your file, right? And so at the end of the day, people still want to talk to real people, right? All these different things are coming out where it's like, hey, we have AI calling people now. And while that's nice, at the end, like I know what I do is I hang up on those guys, right? Like I actually want to talk to a real person. So as loan
And the other
officers,
thing about the AI dialing,
yeah,
that's a real gray area from a legal standpoint.
big time,
Real gray
especially when it
area.
comes to the TCPA compliance and TCR stuff.
Yep. I mean, I've looked into a lot. We actually have outbound voice bots, but I turned them off because the
Mhm.
more I dug into it, the more I felt that it was a risk for myself as a company owner and for all the people who I work with who trust me to put something quality out there, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I same thing. TJ, like I work with people all the time. It's like, hey, can you build me something? And it's, well, where are you getting your lead source from? And are they opting into having an AI actually call them? And so that's kind of like I'm working with the owner of Lead Point right now. And he's very much like AI is not calling our leads, you know, like very much when it comes into the system. He's like, well, there's so many different red tape stuff that we have to dance around. I don't even want to be able to offer it to our people, which granted, now if somebody inbound calls you, like they are actually opting into being able to hear from either you or an AI assistant.
And that's awesome. So
Right.
so let's talk about that. So let's talk about AI assistants a little bit.
Mhm.
So a couple different ways, and I agree with you. One of the things we preach in Lola Leads Academy, on us acceleration, sales acceleration, literally whatever I'm calling it today, which changes throughout the course of the day.
Sure.
Exactly that. Lead generation's easy.
Mhm.
Lead conversion is hard,
Correct.
right? But what I found over really the last year or so of leveraging these conversational AI chatbots is when we first started doing all this, Agent Legend came out, was it, Fish? You remember 2013, 2014 or something. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Lead comes in, text message goes out. Right?
Game
Game
changer.
changer.
Like everything's a
And
game
it
changer.
and it
Yeah.
was at the time. But these days, that's not a game changer. We all have automation, whether it is Bonzo, whether it
Mhm.
is your own high level system, whether it's loan officer acceleration, whether it's one of the 53 other high level white labels that have
Different
popped up.
platforms.
Right. It's so speed to lead's no longer an issue.
Correct.
Speed to lead response.
Is the biggest issue.
That's the biggest issue. And
Right.
that's what creates the biggest conversion because you may not get in touch with somebody. I don't care if it's an online lead, a Facebook ad, a Google ad, a referral. We know how hard it is to get in touch with somebody. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh call,
Mhm.
text, email, whatever. You need to be able to respond when that person responds to you.
Correct.
And guess what? When we wrap up this call, I'm packing up the car and driving 2 hours, 2 hours northwest to go see my daughter play softball today. So she's away at school.
Yep.
A lead comes in. I'm going to be driving. Someone responds to a text message. I can't. I'm not going to be able to respond to that.
Well, and what we also found too, TJ, is if you don't respond to them, somebody else is going to, and they're going to move on,
Yep.
right? And so,
Because
you
you're
know,
not the only person they inquired with,
correct. Yeah.
especially if it's a lead. I mean, like an online lead, you're not the only person that's following up with them.
Well, we're working with loan officers that are, dealing with like Mortgage Resource Center, Free Rate Update, all these different shared lead platforms. And those guys are selling it to 5, 6 other loan officers. And everybody has the speed to lead now. Everybody has the system set. But what they don't, what 6 out of 7, 6 out of 10 don't have is the AI component to be able to reply when the customer replies. Right.
Yep.
And so for me, so I got a personal story that talk about. It's coaching my daughter's basketball game or coaching my daughter's basketball practice, and I literally had a client come through, text me at 7 o'clock, like, "Hey, I'm interested in qualifying for a loan." Came through the website. I came back to a fully completed application. didn't even talk to the guy. AI completely handled the call, or not the call, the text. The guys actually started speaking in Spanish. AI was replying to the client in Spanish and ultimately got the application link to the client for me. Now, obviously, I picked
So
up the
so let's
phone
walk.
after and
Let's. I want to
called
walk
him.
through that
Yeah,
because that sounds too good to be true, right? So
I
that's
got
the
the
dream.
data.
So okay. So you're out there. You're how old's your daughter?
Daughter's 8. So
8. So you got a bunch of 8-year olds. You're trying to
I'm herding cats at this moment.
right,
So,
teach triple threat position right here, like ready to
right.
go, and you get a someone starts applying on your website, right?
Yeah.
All right. So they start applying, and then what happens? Like they go through the whole process, or
No, so basically the premise of the bot is to get them the application link.
okay.
And so here is the gentleman right here. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I just sent the request.
Yeah, fish. Come on,
Oh,
bud.
I got it. I got it. Yep. Sorry.
I
Oops.
told you we should have used mine.
I know. I know. My bad.
So funny enough, I name my bot Chatsworth. Everybody knows it's a bot, right? Client responds to me in Spanish. ¿Cómo estás? Soy Chatsworth. I hablo poquito, but I, I'm I'm as white as they come. I know where to ask where the bathroom is in Spanish, right? Chatsworth fully qualifies the client here. Look where you're looking to buy, Maryland, right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Time out. Come on, man. You know you're not supposed to be out here.
What's that?
You're not supposed to be here in Maryland.
Oh,
Stay,
exactly.
stay, stay away.
Exactly. So, goes through, okay, great. What's your credit score? Here's the estimated credit score. All right, are you self-employed? I'm self-employed. A lot of the stuff that I advertise is self-employed,
Right.
right? Like I'm doing profit and loss deals. I'm sending them to Amwest or whoever, NewFi, DSCR type stuff. So ultimately, this client went through the entire process as I was coaching the game. Now, if I'm if I'm anywhere else, I'm probably picking up the phone and calling this person, but I was unavailable at the moment. It was 7 o'clock at night, right? So ultimately, I had the AI assistant who was able to communicate with the client immediately and get them my application link. Now, when I came back home, obviously my phone, I got my Apple Watch. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm getting all the notifications, but the system did the work for me. I came back to a completed application, qualified the guy, and we're off to the races. Now, again, I pick up the phone and call him. Fortunately, he does speak English as well, but he's communicating with it in Spanish. So again, a way for me to replicate and duplicate myself inside of while being able to coach my daughter's games, while being able to attend other events, while being able to sit with a real estate agent, not have to worry about, okay, why is my phone buzzing? Am I getting anxious because this client's not getting answered to? The AI is the one who's replicating me and allowing for me to be able to do those different things, right?
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, the guy wanted a phone call, so we got on the phone and I got the application, right? But I would have missed out on that opportunity. That was a prime example of a missed opportunity. Uh, it had I not had the systems in place for that.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And there's so many things that we can do with this. As I said, for us, for me, I like to run long form mortgage leads, which are a little bit more expensive, right?
Yep,
Which means that you really need to dig into them and treat them like gold because they're more expensive, but they may convert at 1 out of 20, 1 out of 25 versus 1 out of 75 to 1 out of 100. But
correct,
you're paying the premium for that. And as I said,
correct.
there are times that I'm on a call here. I'm doing my prospecting. I have my my power hour, power 2 hours blocked out. That I'm driving up to Chambersburg to go watch softball. That when someone engages with me Sunday nights to see that bot take over and start to have that response.
Yep,
And we've got to figure it out. I'm sure I know you do too. That like where if the bot gets confused what's chatting, it can fire off a notification to me saying, "Hey,
I
you need
need
to
you to
take
take
over
this
this
over.
conversation." Like we
Correct.
got an engaged customer. I'm stuck. You take over this conversation, and then it's just a matter of grabbing my phone.
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
Getting to work and
the most important piece is this is the employee that works for you
yep.
24/7, right? This is literally the employee that's working for you 24/7, where it knows everything about your business because you are able to scrape all the information off of your website. You're able to feed it information. I mean, I have a guy that literally created a an FHA bot, like, and it's literally designed around the 4001. Fish, we got to talk about, creating a VA bot. We're probably going to have one specifically
One of
pertaining
my
to
people
VA
tried to, and
guidelines.
it was giving out wrong answers all the time. Like the
Right.
limit on seller's concessions is 4%. I'm like, no, this
Well,
bot needs to be
but here's the
fired.
deal, Fish. So these bots, it's only as good as the information that we put
Yep.
in.
Yep.
Correct.
So when we're creating them, we have to be very careful of the information we feed. So what we did, so our team has a $2,000 per month answering service, or
Mhm.
should I say we did have a $2,000 per month answering service. We replaced it with our AI bot. A lot of times, though, when people are calling in, they're asking a general question like, hey, do you utilize down payment assistance? Do you offer this program? Do you work with a single wide on leased land, right? So with 150% debt to income ratio, like I had this morning. And when we had our bot go and scrape our website, John's got articles going back to 2013.
Mhm.
The bot can't necessarily differentiate between that article in
2013.
2013 and the article in 2025.
Correct.
So we have to be careful when we're feeding information that we're giving it the most up-to-date information, and that we also test those bots out and correct them when they're wrong. I
Correct.
think, Jonathan, you can jump on this if you would, but some of the biggest mistakes I see is someone goes out, they build a bot, they throw the prompt in, they connect it, and then they're like, game
It's
over. I'm
responding with
done.
something. Yeah. No, it's constant refinement. And
Yep.
so, so in this case, so my bot prompt is actually 4 pages. It started as a 1 page bot prompt. And as I continue to effectively test it, I'm like, I need to add more. I need to add, what if the client asks this sort of question? What if the client asks this sort of question? So it is a continuous evolving um bot
Yeah.
prompt,
Well,
but
it's just like a true employee. You've got to constantly educate,
correct.
right? You got to educate them, you got to test them, you got to manage it. So we're building one out now that it's what we call chasing. So when we get a referral, we have a very structured follow-up process, and that's what we
Right.
advertise, and it helps us bring new partners in, is that we do this and we replicate it every single time, right? There's no fail when there. So we're trying to teach our bot that, again, when someone responds to one of our automated text messages, that the bot can start to move down that process. Well, what John and I are doing, we're just putting ourselves into that workflow, getting the message, responding, and seeing how the bot responds. Take a note if something's wonky, and then with the same thing, we go into our prompt or say, hey, if the customer asks about XYZ, reply ABC on there. But man, once you go through that testing,
Yep. You
you
got it
put the
down.
effort in up front, then it's a matter of just managing and making sure everything's going okay. And it's amazing what they can do.
Correct. Um, TJ, you talked about an answering service and how the answering service was replaced, right? So there's now the ability to create different voice AI agents that effectively can connect to your own personal cell phone number. And this is one of the biggest things that I know you and I have both been working on for the past couple months.
Yep.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about that in general?
I will let you handle it because you explain it a heck of a lot better than I do.
All right, so sounds good.
So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity there, but honestly, you are much better at explaining this than I am.
Yeah. So for me, I've been in the industry for, 14, 15 years. This is approaching my 15th year in the industry. I've had the same phone number for that entire time. When I moved states, I kept the same phone number because I have clients that still reach me on that phone number. And one of the biggest questions that I have is, well, this all sounds great. Now, obviously, the texting bot is going to text from a different phone number, but how can I incorporate AI into my own personal cell phone number? And we now have the capability of connecting an AI voice agent to answer your missed phone calls. Okay. And that is one of the most powerful features. I wish I had this during the refi boom because, man, I would have been freaking crushing it, right? Phone was ringing off the hook. I was sitting on the phone with somebody else and like, shoot, I got to get to this other new call, but I'm going to miss it, right? And literally, we now have the ability to continue to capture that information even as they call your own personal cell phone number. So, one of the biggest things that I've been working on is the AI voice piece that essentially replaces your voicemail. And essentially, you can be in a conversation with a real estate agent, sitting down, shaking hands, having lunch. Somebody calls you, you don't got to worry about it because your AI voice agent can pick up that phone call for you and actually and have a full-blown communication with that client. Now, the crazy part is the part where we can program it to essentially send the loan application link for you. So I got a perfect example of this. I was sitting with a real estate agent for lunch. I literally had a call come in off of my website and I let it go to voicemail because I didn't know who it was. I'm like, don't worry about it. My bot's going to handle it. That call was from somebody who was falling out of escrow with a builder lender. My bot talked to the client. It sent him the loan application link on my behalf. I got an email notification of the full call transcript as to what happened and came back to a completed loan application. Now, that app was a $1.1 million transaction. Okay.
So it's worth it?
It was a little bit worth it.
Yeah.
Yes. So the insane part is TJ has access to this whole system. We have a trained prompt that has already been put together, and you can literally have a bot set specifically on your phone for voicemail settings. So again, if you answer the call, nothing happens. If you miss the call, you got somebody answering that call for you, right? And the premise of that is, again, to be able to duplicate and replicate yourself while being able to go out there and shake hands, do your profit producing activities. You could be on the phone with somebody else and another call's coming in. You have a voice agent that could handle that. So,
one of the things you said, and I think this is important for a lot of us to remember, is you said with the last refi boom, right? And that was my third one that I've been through. And I think there's going to be another mini one coming up. I'm not going to say when. I've been predicting.
We've been talking about it for the last
for a while,
years,
but there's been a lot of years of people buying homes at 7.5%. So we've all been in this long enough to know that there is going to be another one coming. It's just a matter of when. I think about how much money I lost from not being able to answer a call, from being too tired to answer a call, right?
Correct.
To just be like, I can't do another application right now. I can't speak to another person right now when those opportunities come. Like you said, imagine if you had that. And that's why we hired our answering service. Honestly, it was because we were having so many missed opportunities. We needed a live person, not just a voicemail. To, if nothing else, hey, Jonathan, thanks so much for calling. We really appreciate it. We're going to make sure we get you assigned to a member of our team, and they'll be giving you a call back within one business day.
Yep.
It was a real person. And someone's like, okay, this is legit, not just, hi, yeah, I'm just trying to follow up. I heard rates have come down, and can someone please call me? That person's going to go to the next, and the next, and the next lender until they find the person's going to answer the phone and take it right there.
Correct.
Right. So having yourself prepared both from a inbound call perspective and the ability to respond via text message, because we know more and more people like to initiate conversations via text. I think that's huge. And you never
Absolutely.
miss anything. Nothing ever drops, nothing ever falls between the cracks
So
because the
Jonathan,
bot is working for you.
how do you sort out, like, when your friends or a kid calls you, like is there a way for the bot not to kind of like offend your family, like dad's got a bot on his phone, or is it just kind of no big
So
deal?
funny enough. So I actually set my mom is a therapist, right? My mom calls my bot all the time to let the bot know that she loves me because she knows that I'm gonna get that call summary. So my mom, like my wife hates it. My mom is all over it. But my mom is also, I set one up specifically for her and her business, so she knows what it does. But like legitimately, when my wife can't stand it, right? You're gonna get people that can't stand it, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay too, right? But the majority of, so I've seen more positive responses than negative, right? I'm seeing roughly about a 90% positive experience rate based on those calls than a negative experience rate. And honestly, the negative experience is coming from my wife who doesn't want to hear about AI one more time,
So what we
right?
find is if someone calls us and they know that this is an AI.
Mhm.
So same thing. If I tell my wife, I'm like, hey, can you test out my new AI? If I talk to some of the other LOs in our branch, if I have John call, is this a new test out our new AI? They're like, obviously that's an AI.
Correct.
But one of our dialers, he called into the office because he needed to reach somebody, and the AI picked up. He had a full conversation with them, and he didn't know it, right? So, and the other thing, Jonathan, you didn't mention this. When the AI takes the call, you get a full transcript emailed to you,
Correct.
so you see everything that's going on. So, I got an email, and I'm like, "What the hell is he doing?" Right?
Right.
So, and I was able to read the whole thing, and I'm like, "That's killer.
So
That's
I
killer."
I do specify in my prompt to alert them that it is an AI caller. So what basically, and here's if you guys want an example to call, um let me pull up my little AI bot here real quick.
Yeah, you get a handful of questions too, and everyone's saying, what system, how does this work? And I know you're getting to that, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the big thing. So
All right. If you guys want to test an AI system, if you call this number, now Ellie's my daughter's name. I named mine Ellie. You can get a feel as to like what it sounds like, but ask it questions and also ask it to send the loan application link because it will do that.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
fill it out though.
Yeah, don't fill it out. I mean, as much as I would love your loan, I know that you can,
Right.
but so Ellie is my AI assistant. If you dial 469-833-3660, you will actually get a full version of that call and you can have a full conversation with it. Okay. Now, the premise of this is again allowing for you to duplicate and replicate yourself, right? Um, Michael, to your point, you can actually differentiate who you do not want to send the bot to. So for instance, if your wife is calling, you don't obviously might not want your wife to have a communication with your AI voice assistant, but there is actually a way to differentiate what that is. Okay. Now, I have a couple of things put together, and I don't if you don't mind, TJ, I have the exact prompts that I use for my voice and text bots for everybody who's on this call. I'd be more than happy to share those
Yeah,
so that
that'd be
way they
great.
can get that. So I'm going to share my screen again. So now there's a number of different things that you guys can build bots on. TJ and I primarily build a lot of different bots using a lot of different technology. So
We're
um,
always like, "Hey man, have you tried this bot builder?" You're like, "Yeah, that sucked."
that one sucked. That was
Right?
terrible. This one's better.
Yeah.
So I have the exact prompt on the voice AI right here on how to create the voice AI. and I'm going to share this with everybody. Copy link. I share it all the time, guys. So that's the Google Doc. Please don't edit that doc. You should only be able to view it, print it, or save it. And then my text-based AI, here's the exact prompt that I use. And again, you'll see that it is exactly 2.5 pages. You can refine this, like particularly to where you guys are. We saw in the conversations that I was having with that other client, this is the exact prompt that I used on that as well. So you can use this with basically any kind of bot builder. However, TJ and I have a couple that we use primarily too.
So let's talk about a few questions here, Jonathan, about the bot providers. Like, how do you get set up with these? What type of bots do you want to utilize? What systems do you want to utilize? So there are so many choices that are out there.
Yeah.
Anyone, I can share some of my experiences, but Jonathan, I'd love to hear some of yours as well.
Yeah. So the primary, Loan Officer Leads Academy is built on Go High Level.
Yep.
Right. My system is built on Go High Level. You and I are a bunch of Go High Level junkies. You'll see like right there, like at the top.
I don't have one yet.
You do. You just didn't get it. So
I know. I just didn't submit for it.
So, I'm a Go High Level junkie. I built on Bonzo. I built on Hot Prospector. I built on all these other different platforms. Go High Level to me is by far the best platform because it is literally all encompassing. Okay.
It's the easiest to put all the features from the conversational text message bot to the phone, the inbound phone bot to honestly all the other stuff, the reviews, AI review and the funnel creator, all that type of stuff. But that's all bonus stuff, sizzle. But the internal one's super easy to connect everything to your outbound messages, your inbound messages, your inbound phone calls, etc.
Yeah, so I primarily utilize Go High Level, and then I use another like my conversational AI is actually based on another bot provider that connects to Go High Level. And
I use Capri for mine. So for anyone's interested, I use Capri.
I use ZappyChat for mine.
ZappyChat.
So but I see people using CloseBot. I see people using a whole bunch of different types of platforms for
Don't
that.
use Consolidata.
No, it's terrible. Please don't. So, however, the voice AI, I'm primarily utilizing Go High Level's voice AI. So, and I also utilize another platform that's called Call Fluent. And so between those two, those are the two different ones that I'm using for voice-based technology. Now,
so I like Call Fluent a lot. And guys, I know we're starting to geek out here a little bit, but if you have a high level account, whether it's through me, whether it's through Jonathan, whether it's through, again, one of the many other people, again, we've been around since 2019, just saying, with this.
Yeah. TJ's system is sweet because it implements a lot of the stuff that I have inside of mine too.
Right. It's because I get it from him. But it utilize the high level version, right? So if you're a Leads Academy member, just ping me if you have any interest because we can turn it on for you really easily if you have interest in the inbound phone calls. If you're using other systems, you're going to want like one of the outside bolt-on ones, and we'll probably do another call on how to go ahead and do builds and do basic connections with these things, probably about 2 weeks from now for anyone who's interested on here. But like I said, I think Capri does a great job. They have a voice bot as well. They do a really, really great job on that. You really need to, when you're using these third-party services, you got to really figure out how to make sure that you have a clean connection from wherever your messages are. So your CRM, again, it could be Bonzo, it could be HubSpot, it could be, whatever. A real good connection right there. Typically, it's a webhook.
Yep.
But if your webhook breaks, everything goes to crap on there. And then you also really need to test those prompts out. You got to test those prompts out because and Jonathan, I would love to hear your experience, but for me, I found that the third-party ones They're great and they give you a lot of flexibility. And it's crazy because they're utilizing typically the same data sources with OpenAI, but they tend to go off the rails a little bit more
Correct.
than the one that's housed inside of your CRM or your system, whatever you're utilizing.
Correct. So, and I see a bunch of people saying that they aren't seeing the links to the Google Docs. Michael, I can send those to you, and then if we want to put those on the replay or put them in the chat, because I do want to make sure people get those. I've refined those over a long time, so it's very trial and error based. So, but yeah, to your point, TJ, a lot of the outside bot systems, so you're having to connect it through webhooks, or you're having to connect it through, API type integrations,
Mm-hmm.
which, as a loan officer, do you really want to be connecting API? Do you really want to? I mean, I'm a tech nerd, so yes, I am connecting webhooks, I'm connecting everything, but the majority of the time it's I want to shake hands,
Right.
right? So there's Call Fluent. That's Alan asked the question. It's called Call Fluent, like fluency. The cool part with that is it does speak in multiple languages. The voice AI inside of Go High Level system uh actually speaks Spanish as well. So if you replied to it in Spanish, you can actually speak Spanish and communicate with it. So it's got a lot of different technology when it comes to
That's
that.
awesome.
So
All right. I am posting. So one of I don't know who asked the question about where the scripts are, but I just posted in the Q&A as a response. So everybody should be able to see those on there. I posted both links. And again, we'll post this, we'll upload the replay into MLOnet. We'll put it in the chat. Um, Anyone who's interested, Jonathan,
mhm.
in learning more about this, again, in MLOnet, Fischer and I utilize, our preferred, it's because, it's ours, right?
Yeah,
Provider. It is Loan Officer Acceleration, LO Acceleration. If anybody wants to check it
correct.
out, honestly, we do this at a fraction of the cost of what most of the secondhand providers are doing. We waive all the setup fees for you as well. So if anybody wants to check out a demo on that, I'll put we'll post the link for the demo calendar if you want to check it out. But I would say before you do anything, call Ellie,
Yeah.
right? Call Ellie and check it out and see how it goes, because
So
that will really show you how this system works.
the cool part is, like, you guys provide that. Like, more and more companies have insane setup costs. I was on a call with the AI provider, and their setup cost was $5,000 up front
Yep.
and $1,000 a month. And now they had it dialed in, right? But like TJ's whole system is set up to be able to handle all of this for you guys. So it's no brainer when it comes down to that.
Yeah. So cool. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. As always, we try to do 30 minutes. We're at 40. Jonathan, I appreciate it. If anybody has any last minute questions in here, go ahead and throw it in. Fish, you have anything to add as we kind of
Yeah,
round
I
third and
mean,
head for home here?
I'm sitting here as the LO who's a little behind, who hasn't paid attention. And I know there's probably, out of the 35 folks that are still on the call, there's probably about 26 to 34 that are in the same boat as me. I think for me personally, I wouldn't mind a follow-up call where we just say, okay, this is what Go High Level looks like. This is where we set up the AI bots. Some of you have this account, if you want to sign up or whatever. And I know we make these videos and we send them to people. I do the same thing in VMA. I make a video, I send it to people, say, I never watched your video, Fish. And then when I do a live Zoom, they all show up and I say, dude, I recorded the exact same thing on video. You never watched it. And they go, I know, I can't make those, but I can make the events and I can make the Zooms. So I think just like a little bit of an opportunity for people to get in and see what the inside of the CRM looks like with the bot and how it connects.
Yeah.
Might be something that's pretty cool. And I think if, people are watching, you want to join the chat, that's something you like, comment. Maybe we can set that up in the near future here. I think it'd be really cool.
Yep. Real quick, I want to share this with everybody. You guys seeing my screen, the prompt? Yes, no?
The
All right. Well, don't request editing access. Just come up to file,
make a
make a
copy.
copy, and then that will save in your own Google Docs right there.
Yep.
So easiest way to do it, again, just go ahead and make a copy, and then it's yours. Nobody has to approve it or anything of that nature. If you look in, I'm assuming everybody can see answers, but Andrew Paul, hey buddy, I need you to make a schedule a support call with me when you get a chance, please. I put the link into his question and said we'll also go ahead and post it in there. So
There's a, if you guys want to demo the voice agent, this is my voice agent. I could post the phone number one more time and you can
please
call
do.
it. So
Please do. And then Fish, we got to see why the chat's not working. So because it's only working, it's only showing it to the three of us here. So but well, Jonathan's posting that phone number out there. Any last questions? Anybody throw it up in the Q&A? And then I'll start going through and answering these. So go ahead and call 469-833-3660. Jonathan, what happens if like all 40 people call at once?
It can handle it.
It's crazy, huh?
It can handle, they say 100 simultaneous calls at times. I mean, can you imagine Refi Boom like just having AI handle those calls for you? Like, do you know how much missed opportunity I had just because I missed the call?
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been easily another refinance, $6,000 commission.
Well, Jonathan, just think of what your competition's doing. They're out there spending all their time on the forward, hoping people call into their chat bot. And
Correct.
they're spending. So we're sitting here trying to figure out, how do I chase that one person down? They're not worried about that. They're just calling everybody. They're getting as many messages out there as possible, casting a wider net than we're casting, and using the tech on the back end to funnel that down to real conversations. So
yeah, I mean,
yeah, I was messaging you guys on the side here. We're showing you guys this stuff in MLONet. I was with Carl White in his mastermind yesterday. He was talking about very similar things during class that were like it. I didn't prompt you guys to say this. I didn't prompt Carl to say this, but the conversations were going very, very similar. And one thing I want to remind everybody, and especially you, TJ, like, we can do loans in Maryland, buddy. It's okay. Like, there's lots of loans out there.
Cannot.
There's DSCR loans.
For real though, you only have to cap. This is the part I want you to know.
You don't need to be licensed.
I know. You only have to get 1/1000th of the mortgage business that's available in this country. That's all you need for your personal production, and you're going to make as much as the doctor. So,
that's
1/1000th is all you need.
So, all right, cool.
When you put it in that terms, Fish, it doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah. That's just got to do it. So in the chat, I put the links to his prompts in there. Again, don't request to be an editor. Please just make a copy. Anybody wants to check this out, go ahead and call Ellie, and then you can book it to calendar time. If you want to check it out, we'll walk you through. I want to quickly go through some Q&A here. The anonymous attendee stated, do you have a video on how to set these bots up? I'm new to the industry and love to tap into this for sure. Yes, but we got to know what type of platform you're utilizing on there. So just message me. If we're not friends on Facebook, send me a Facebook friend request, message me, and we can chat. Andrew Paul, what's the bot called? I think we kind of addressed that. Again, there's so many different ones. The versions that we utilize, and Andrew, you have access to the Go High Level bot, with me, because you're one of my clients. You also have access to my bots, which is, which we'll get set up for. So again, you get a setup on a support call. We can take a look at that. Chuck, what systems? I think we addressed that. Mainly Go High Level, Call Fluent. Who's your guy?
Zappy Chat's
Zappy Chat, and I like Capri. Post the links. We did that. Call Fluent on there. Warren, looks like second link. Second link is requiring access to be granted. It shouldn't. Again, if you just make a copy of it. Jonathan, if you want to make sure that's open so everyone can have a couple people saying that the second link, just make sure that can be shared.
Yeah,
Andrew said it's working now.
Anyone with access to the link can view it and then just make a copy of it.
Yep. So, Mark asks, where would you recommend I go to learn the ins and outs of Go High Level?
TJ.
I know a guy, so just
talk to TJ right now.
Yep. Shoot me a message there. And again, anyone who's interested, I put my our demo link on there. So just schedule a 30-minute time. We can walk you through it. And again, look, obviously, if you come on that demo link, I want to ask you to sign up for LO acceleration. But anyone who's worked with me knows I'm not a hard salesperson. On this, we want to find out how we can benefit you. So if you just want to chat and see how AI can be used in your business, book a time. I'll help you out. No hard closings. I am not a hardcore closer. Just to let it be known. So,
I went to that guy's event though. He was really cool.
Yeah. And Jonathan, you're dead to us.
I retract my statement. Is this recorded?
Jonathan. It is recorded. Yeah. It's okay.
So,
it's okay.
Cool. All right. Hey everybody. Like I said, I gotta get on the road. My wife's standing over here staring at me doing this thing right here. So I guess I want to go watch your favorite no longer shortstop. Now she's a left fielder.
Boy.
Here at her freshman year playing college softball. So I'm gonna go sit in the cold and check that out. Jonathan, man, we really appreciate you doing this for us.
Thank you guys.
Yep, we're looking forward to doing more of this more consistently here in MLONet. Fish, buddy, thanks so much for creating such a great community for all of us.
Yes.
Here, man. Like, honestly, dude.
Yeah, we're getting back to this. We're we keep talking about it, but I've already got a couple things coming up. So if you're ready, we'll do another one next week, TJ. And
Yep.
I got more stuff coming. So
12 p.m. on Fridays. Eastern.
We'll
depending on where you are. So
we'll fix the Zoom.
Fix the Zoom.
Yeah, and we'll fix the Zoom. So, all right, everyone, have a great weekend.
Thanks for having me, guys.
y'all.
Appreciate it.